Hey, how's it going, guys? We're back for the final push, I believe, in the next episode of Unrest. So, we ended up as Asher again, I believe. Yes, I'm Asher, and I'm a badass these days. Look at my Naga friends and my... Where am I? Where's me? Okay, Naga.
You're here. I don't know why, but I thought you looked different.
What do you mean, different?
You just look like a regular human. I thought queens looked different than everyone else.
Are you thinking of royal clothes? That's just things we put on and take off.
I understand how clothes work, human. Never mind. All I keep hearing from Avinash is that you're the one who can stop the violence. What do you say? Do you think you can keep the humans from killing us all?
Yes. If we just fix some problems with the slums tension will deflate. No, by force if necessary. A firm rule of law is what's needed to keep order here.
Maybe.
How many of you would be behind my claim to the throne?
Well, your parents were not unpopular. Not successful enough to be beloved, but not unpopular. Do right by us, and I think we'll do right by you.
Oh, thanks, Naga.
You know, I've seen you before. I was one of 10 Naga who met with your mother and father after my family and I first came to Bhimra. I thought it was a great honor. Back where I came from, I was no one. I thought perhaps here I could make something of myself.
I take it you didn't. How come?
That's something for the historians to answer. Let's just say that a lot of opportunities we'd been promised did not manifest. Some of us blame conspiracy, some of us the famine, some of us are bold enough to suggest we didn't think everything through very well. Frankly, each theory has its merits. The more relevant question is how we're going to get out of this hole, and enough of us think you and Avinash are the answer that I'm risking my life being here. We can be very useful to you, Asher. Please remember that.
Oh, I don't doubt it. I like the Naga. As far as I'm concerned, you're all my buddies. Hey, loyalist soldier dude. I can tell you're getting restless. If you don't mind me saying so, princess, all of us are. We've been preparing the riots that would divert Sham's men and let us strike the palace for many months, and now that the rightful queen of Bhimra is here, every day spent waiting is painful. Avinash and Kanika have laid out a grand operation for me. I'm indebted to them. Oh, most of the planning was done by others, but you're the central figure anyway. In fact, there's something for you to do right now. A matter's come up only you can handle. 3 potential supporters of your revolution all came here to speak with Avinash, but we've informed them that they'll be speaking with you instead. They are the nobleman Kylan, the Naga tradesmaster Jilesh, and the grain merchant Ramanjit. Bunch of grasping opportunists if you ask me, but help is help. What should I know about them? Give me everything you know. Avinash briefed me, so I'll tell you what he told me. Firstly, Kylan comes from one of the wealthiest families in Bhimra, powerful even now. He's been trying to get on the council for years, but Vijay hasn't gone near him, so Avinash got in touch and here we are. Frankly, none of us trust him much. We think he might try to seize power after the coup. So he thinks he can outsmart me. Maybe I can work with that. Jilesh is pragmatic. He came to Bhimra with a cart full of bribe money, and he's made every coin of it count. No one touches him, not even Ranveer, and he's become one of the most influential Naga in the city, but his reach ends at the slums. We're not sure what he's offering, but it's probably worth listening to. Sounds like a man of business. I'll be sure to treat him like one. Finally, Ramanjit. Not expecting much from him. He's a grain merchant and his business has been doing about as well as you'd expect given the length of this drought and the competition from the Naga Empire. He wouldn't talk much about what he's offering. Wanted to speak to Avinash personally. He was surprised to hear he'd be talking to you instead. Don't worry. We've posted men on him to make sure he doesn't try anything stupid. We know these men won't rat us out to Vijay. We're not letting them leave until our plans are put into action, and we're looking over all communications they send and receive from this building. All the same, take care. You can never be too cautious. This is true. This is very, very true. Oh shit, I never looked at these, did I? I think I looked at that. I'm not anyone's lucky leader. Journal. Medicine. A priest in one of the districts gave me a vial of medicine. I'm not sick. He didn't even bother to ask. What's the catch? I don't know what Avinash wants with me or why. I just hope it's better than starving out here in the streets. Apparently my uncle has lined up 3 potential supporters. An untrustworthy nobleman named Kylan, a leader of the successful city Naga named Jilesh, and a poor trader called Ramanjit. Maybe they have something to offer. In return, they might even ask for something I don't mind giving them. The Resistance. Funded by the nobles, disgusted with Vijay's rule, crewed by disaffected slum dwellers, the Resistance is formed with one goal in mind, to depose the council and restore Bhimra's rightful ruler. Have we seen most of these people? Avinash. Avinash has always been a strange one, and the loss of his brother doesn't seem to have helped. It's surprising that he's still alive. How he knew you survived the is impossible to guess, but he is determined to put you on the throne. Naga, your parents' former advisor, a former priestess, now the leader of a rebellious faction of violent swamp dwellers. Her conviction is inescapable. Kylan's mercenary band are well known for being sharp, well-trained and unafraid of danger, once acquired. A Naga of some standing in the city proper. It's a wonder he didn't remain in Bhimra. Ramanjit, a failed merchant of some description. That's all anyone knows. I think I'd put my trust in him for what it's worth. So where the fuck am I? Like, aren't I supposed to be here somewhere? Your ladyship. Kayla. Princess! I never gave up hope that you were out here somewhere. It's the grandest honour of my life to meet you, and it will be a grander honour still to serve you. Right, he thinks he's smarter than me, right? So if I act stupid, then... I'm sorry, which one were you? It's so hard for me to keep all the names straight. Oh, haha, I understand what you mean. You can call me Kaylan. I know you've got many terrible, terrible burdens, and I thank you for making time to meet with me. I thought perhaps might be able to lift some of those burdens from your shoulders. Yeah, just keep acting naive. Oh, I hope so. It's such a burden keeping this coalition together. Too much for any one person to manage. I think I might be able to take some of those burdens away. Let me get to the heart of the matter, Princess. I've got a personal guard of 20 mercenaries, and I am willing and able to lend them to you as troops. They'll follow your orders right up until you're safely placed on the throne. And as an added bonus, once you've reclaimed the palace, they'll even be your personal bodyguard until things calm down. What do you say? Oh, Avinash wouldn't want me using them as bodyguards, but I'll accept them as my soldiers. Ah, Princess, you really should reconsider. Your safety is paramount. He's a bastard, isn't he? Oh no, I'm sure I'll be safe. But I appreciate your generous donation. As you say, Princess. Ha! Ha! I've now got bodyguards. Right, if he's Kaylan, where was Kaylan standing around in? Because none of these people. The fuck? Mamta. Hey, Mamta. Oh, poor dear. I was afraid we'd find you in this state. Well, even fine jewellery needs a bit of cleaning up every now and then, doesn't it? And hot blood scrubs better than anything, let me tell you that. Yeah, huh? I mean, ever since those traitors killed the king and queen of this great city, my family's starved to death and my street's been taken over by Naga. So if there's anything keeping you, the rightful queen of the city, from bringing my family back and driving those Naga out, well, I'll be happy to carve them open, let me tell you. I think I'd better be getting on with things. Yes, I suppose you're going to be very busy. Well, one thing at a time, one thing at a time. Holy shit, she's crazy. Bookshelf. The shelf is tightly packed wall of books on numerous subjects. Avinash has clearly assembled quite a collection. A few titles stand out to you immediately.
Survey of Serpentine Reproductive Anatomy. You take that book. Advancements in Herbs and Medicines. You take that book. Thoughts and Theories of Chaos. Yeah, I'll have that. Fishing in Small Creeks. Yeah, go on then. Hello, historian. Oh, Princess, yes, please, if you'll kindly indulge me, I'm going to need to ask you some questions. I'm getting your history together. In preparation for armed revolution, it seems like learning to use a knife would be more useful. Ah, well, I'm not a fighter, and Avinash explained it very well. He says, we can win the battle, but what after that? We need the story to be right. It needs to fit into people's heads immediately so they know, at long last, they've found their saviour. So that's what I'm writing. At the moment, I'm working on the parts I know, but when I get past that, I'll have a few short questions. What have you got so far? Well, perhaps later. Perhaps Avinash can convince you. I'm not good at... Never mind. Oh, for fuck's sake. Did I say no? Right, Kanaka and a soldier. Hey, soldier boy. He was a soldier boy. No offense, but I'm not convinced you'll ever make it back into power. That's not very loyalist, you ass. Asher, I can't tell you what it's like to see you again, but I found a piece of the old days, before Vijay destroyed everything and drove Bhimra to the dirt. None of us can wait to take him from the throne. Believe me, it's all I've been waiting for. The worst part has been watching Ranveer destroy our religious order, one collapsed or corrupt temple at a time. If when the day comes his minions try to defend him, I look forward to destroying them. I don't blame the people who follow him. Not all of them have a choice. They always have a choice. Even when one's choices are serving an evil master or death, those are the choices, and death is the correct one. Do not tell me the easy path is the only one. To fix Bhimra, you will need to destroy those responsible for its downfall. That these are the ones who murdered your parents or condoned their betrayal makes the justice that much sweeter. I think we've both got things we'd rather not do ahead of us. You might as well meet everyone around here first. One way or another, we're all ready to fight for your cause. Cool. Sharada. I'm Sharada. Hello, Sharada. I make my living by trading volumes between Bhimra and the cities, as far out as Taxila. And this is not what you're interested in talking about, is it? I'm sorry. It's been so long since I've had a conversation with a person of high birth that wasn't insufferably boring. After a year of being out there, let me tell you, boring is good. I craved boring. Of course, well, all my wealth has gone into helping organise and keep together all of Avinash's little ventures, so if this doesn't pay off, I think I can take boring out of the picture myself. And I won't forget that. Naturally, your undying gratitude has factored into my decision to back the venture, but even before Avinash convinced me you were alive, and to be honest, that didn't happen until you walked in the door, I knew I had to be part of this. Which would be worse, to die as part of Bhimra's first uprising in 1,000 years, or to watch it pass me by? Yeah, you got a point. Avinash! There's no turning back now, Asher. We have a number of petitioners from all over the city eager to see what you're capable of. Would you see to them and their needs, or press onwards? I'll speak to them. Right, he's the endgame. Ramanjit! Princess, it really is you. I can't believe it. I am your humblest of subjects. You have my everlasting gratitude for deigning to speak with me. You came with a request, did you not? Princess, I know how terrible things are in the slums. That's why I do everything I can to help them. I supply several local traders with foodstuffs and essential goods in exchange for whatever they have to barter with. I'm not proud to trade beyond my caste, but I perform the necessary service, and I am rewarded for it. The only local traders in the black market supply. 4. Silence. I won't lie, I want to be a regular merchant again. My contacts have been pressuring me as of late, and I think I'd prefer some more genteel trading partners. What I want is a guarantee that I'll have work once you're back in power. Keep talking.
In exchange, I'm also responsible for delivering meals to JD's men on occasion. I happen to know you're going to use riots to draw out Sham's boys. Well, they're just waiting for riots to happen so they can steer him against the Naga. I deliver food to him every day. It'd be an easy matter to slip something into his men's food at the right moment. You're not going to get another chance like this. You have to know that. You have to. Yeah, go on then, fuck it. You won't regret this. I'm now calculating. Look. Asha evens the odds however she may. Fuck yeah. Who's this? Captain.
Kanaka says you're the real thing. All along I was wondering why it had taken so long for Avinash to find an urchin who looked right, and it turns out the crazy bastard had been looking for the actual princess.
You already sound like someone I won't like.
And you don't sound much like a princess. In fact, you sound like every other mangy rat we've got in this city. Honestly, I kind of hoped you died along with your parents. Better to die than to fall as far as you have.
Speaking as the fallen, I disagree.
Well, Avinash seems to think that you sweat fine wine. He wants to drink a cup of it. That's fine with me. I think you'll be as welcome on this city's throne as a dog dropping.
And what would you know about that?
I was born filthy. I'm from these stinking slums. You understand that? I was born here back when it was two poxy alleys and no Naga in sight. And back then, we didn't have nothing to eat and our skin was breaking out in boils. At least we knew there was a princess out there somewhere who was above all this. Now you're down here with the rest of us, and the last thing about this city that was pure is dead forever. Your filth. Make you queen, you'll beget kings of mud.
Ouch. Jesus Christ. Hooded man. Hooded man number 2. Keep back, little girl, these mixtures are dangerous. What the fuck are you concocting? Hey, Jalesh.
Always good.
Oh, good.
It's always a good sign when I'm referred directly to the person in charge. It's good to make your acquaintance, Queen Asha.
And to make yours.
I never know how much small talk is called for. I suppose I'll risk being blunt. I am connected to City Naga all the way up to the council area. If I believe your administration will genuinely support my people, I will ensure they are well disposed to you and your rule.
What do you need from... I'll need more than disposition, I require support.
There's not much support I can offer you before you're in power. We're understandably skittish about getting on the council's bad side. Ranveers in particular. I admire your willingness to push for all you can get, but this is simply a bridge we cannot cross.
There's no point making a deal now. We'll deal later when I'm in power.
Fair enough. We will speak again.
It's true, though. I mean, fucking hell. I don't know what Avinash wants with me or why. I just hope it's better than starving. Oh, I already read that. I decided the city could use fewer of JD's slum thugs. They never did me wrong, but one thing I learned surviving in the slums is that there's no good reason to hold back. Jalesh and I didn't end up coming to an accord. Assuming I survive any of this, I have a feeling I haven't seen the last of him. My uncle clearly never doubted I was alive. All his planning and all these conspirators might have gone to waste if he didn't have a figure like me to rally everyone around. He didn't have time to discuss the specifics of whatever his plan is, but this much is clear. It's not going to be a peaceful coup. The hideout. How the council hasn't found the place is a minor mystery, but Avinash seems to have taken it for granted that the building is completely safe. A completely safe place to plan the council's overthrow. The place is less one unified battle room, and more a place where ideologically aligned and otherwise unsympathetic factions can rest, rearm, and uneasily coexist. Do you remember in episode 1 when it said the palace was filled with hideouts and not even Asha had discovered them all? Is that how we're going to do it? We're going to sneak up through fucking... through some hideouts. Serpentine reproductive anatomy. Needless to say, this material is not only profoundly disturbing, but illustrative of what factors make the Naga so monstrous to behold. Massive penises. Advancements in urban medicine. Entire realms, such as those south and east of the Naga-controlled forests, must trade dearly for medicine that to our people are commonplace. Thoughts and theories of chaos. And in the throes of uncertainty and turmoil, the enlightened man finds one comfort, that all this was inevitable. That is actually a very reassuring thought. Fishing in small creeks. There is a sublime beauty to earning one meal at a time, that all men should experience. Right. Let's go for a little wander. Who's in here? Adil. Welcome back to decent company. With any luck, you'll never have to set foot in these slums again. We're in the slums right now. Are you planning to carry me out? You know what I meant. This has been a long nightmare for all of us, you know. I would have given anything not to put my wife through this. You look pretty well scrubbed for someone who's just been through a long nightmare. There was a riot on our lands, 15 peasants and 2 of our guards, dead in an hour. We'd barely put up the funeral pyre before VJ's men rode up and told us they were giving our land to some up-jumped widow. Like she could do a better job than we could. We've been living with relatives in the city ever since. Yeah, that sounds a lot like how things have been for me. Starving to death in this pit of disease and murder. We've all had power taken from us unjustly. Your parents couldn't be blamed for the death and starvation in their lands any more than I could be blamed for the deaths in mine. That's the truth, and that's what history will remember. Alright. I still don't know exactly how it is we're supposed to help. We've been helping the historian with his notes, and we've been bringing over what jewellery and money we've been able to save, but, well, I wish we could just wait with our relatives until you've taken power and it's our turn to help out. I don't feel very safe here. You're going to want to have been here. Whatever happens, however bad things get, you'll have seen it firsthand. But I don't want to see it firsthand. What does that have to do with anything? Your family never waded out into the filth and despair. They had more decency than that. One more rule from above the fog of misery. That's a quote my husband is fond of. Oh, why did things have to come to this? Because hundreds of people are starving to death. If there's anything I can do, let me know, but I just feel so helpless. Ever since they started rising up in the first place, I've felt helpless. What could we have done differently? What could anyone have done? I can't go in there. Right, I think I've spoken to everyone. Wait, have I? Who was the third dude? Oh no, yeah, I did speak to everyone. Right. Avinash, let's do this. Yes, I am. Very well. Asher, it's nearly time. Our people in the slums are ready to spark chaos at a moment's notice. As soon as our spies report Sham's men have cleared from their garrisons in the palace courtyard and mobilized to respond, then we'll strike the palace directly. Then everything will fall to you. VJ's entire ruling council should be there. Good. I'm glad you're eager. Hatred is an ugly thing, but you've earned it, and you'll need it. Your parents can't have died for nothing, and their legacy cannot die with them. I know. The throne must be mine. I won't lie to you, Asher. The unrest will spread beyond what we can shut down or control. There will be chaos tonight, but all that chaos is in service of a greater purpose. Tonight cannot end with the usurper VJ in power and the true ruler Asher wasting away in the slums. For a year, Sham has used his vast military force to act as guards for the wealthy and safe, and jailers for the downtrodden. Now we'll turn his cowardice and greed against him, and then your parents and the slums will have their revenge. At last we will have our revenge. Preparations are carried out with silent intensity. Soldiers gather their weapons, slum dwellers lay out bandages for the wounded, nobles summon final deliveries of weapons and equipment. Sham's men will be drawn as far as possible from the palace. Then the resistance will begin in earnest. Oh, here we go. Here we go. Fucking bring it on, I say.